Hey, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to your ultimate destination for all things Dallas Cowboys. From the latest news, game analyses, rumors, to deep dives into player performances and strategies, we've got you covered. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a play. Let's dive into everything you need to know about America's team. The NFL world just got shaken to its core, and if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you might want to sit down for this one because the rumors flying around right now are absolutely insane. Word on the street is that the Cowboys have done the unthinkable. They've closed a deal with none other than Aaron Donald, the legendary defensive tackle who terrorized quarterbacks for years with the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, you heard that right. Aaron freaking Donald wearing that iconic star on his helmet. This isn't just another off-season rumor. Multiple insiders are whispering that this move was months in the making, a top-secret negotiation kept under wraps by Jerry Jones himself, who reportedly wanted to make the biggest defensive splash the Cowboys have seen in decades. Imagine pairing Donald with Micah Parsons. Just let that sink in for a second. The energy, the power, the pure chaos that duo would unleash on opposing offenses. It's the kind of defensive nightmare every quarterback in the league prays never to face. If this deal is legit, it could instantly shift the balance of power in the NFC. The Cowboys' pass rush, already one of the scariest in football, might just become absolutely unstoppable. Of course, fans are buzzing like crazy because this isn't just about adding another piece. This is about bringing in one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Aaron Donald has built a legacy defined by dominance, discipline, and destruction. The man doesn't just sack quarterbacks, he dismantles offensive lines. And for years, the Cowboys have had the talent, but not quite the finishing power to close out big games when it matters most. Jerry Jones has always chased that elusive Super Bowl since the 90s glory days, and this move feels like that final, all-in gamble to push his team over the top. Sources close to the organization say Donald was intrigued by the idea of playing for America's team, especially alongside young stars like Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. The thought of lining up on a team where he wouldn't have to carry the entire defense by himself reportedly appealed to him. The Cowboys staff, meanwhile, believes Donald could bring the leadership and playoff poise their locker room has been missing. If this move goes through, it's not just another free agent signing. It's a statement that the Cowboys are tired of being almost there. Now, let's talk about what this means strategically. The Cowboys' defense under Dan Quinn has been built around speed, aggression, and versatility, but what they've sometimes lacked is that one monster in the trenches who can collapse the pocket from the inside. That's exactly what Aaron Donald brings, a once-in-a-generation ability to disrupt plays before they even develop. He doesn't just rush. He dictates how offenses are structured against him. Pairing that with Micah Parsons' sideline-to-sideline explosiveness and DeMarcus Lawrence's edge presence could create a three-headed monster capable of wrecking entire game plans. Imagine facing that trio on 3rd and long. Quarterbacks won't know where to look, and offensive coordinators will lose sleep just trying to come up with protection schemes. Sources say Quinn himself was giddy when he heard the front office was pushing hard for Donald, reportedly calling it a dream scenario. The Cowboys could very well field the most dominant defensive line since the early 2000s Ravens or the Legion of Boom-era Seahawks. And that's not even hyperbole. It's the kind of defensive transformation that wins championships. But here's where things get spicy. The deal reportedly didn't come cheap. Jerry Jones had to move mountains to make the numbers work under the salary cap, restructuring contracts and clearing out space like a mad scientist obsessed with creating the perfect monster. There's even talk that the team might have parted ways with a few veteran players to seal the deal, though names haven't been confirmed yet. Sources suggest that Donald's contract could be a short-term, high-value arrangement, something in the 2-year range with heavy incentives tied to playoff success and sack totals. That setup would make perfect sense given where Donald is in his career. A future Hall of Famer still hungry for one more ring before hanging up his cleats. And if anyone can convince a legend to chase that final piece of glory, it's Jerry Jones. The man has a knack for selling dreams, and right now, it looks like he's sold Aaron Donald on the dream of bringing a Super Bowl back to Dallas. Whether it's nostalgia, ambition, or pure competitive fire, Donald seems ready to put on that star and make history. The emotional reaction from Cowboys Nation has been electric. Social media exploded within minutes of the rumor surfacing, with fans flooding timelines, forums, and fan pages in disbelief. Memes of Donald in Cowboys blue spread faster than wildfire, while analysts scrambled to verify the details. Former players have already started chiming in, with some calling this the missing piece Dallas has been searching for. It's not just excitement, it's relief, too. Cowboys fans have been waiting for that kind of bold, aggressive move that signals this team is truly serious about winning now, not later. The NFC East, already one of the toughest divisions in football, just got even more intense. Eagles fans are panicking, Giants fans are in denial, and Commanders fans, well, they're probably just bracing for impact. Because if this is real, the Cowboys just turned their defense into an absolute nightmare factory. The only thing left to confirm is when the official announcement drops. And when it does, you can bet the NFL landscape will never be the same. Still, it's important to remember that until we get the official word, this remains a developing situation. Rumors can spiral fast in the NFL, and we've seen crazy stories fall apart before. But there's something about this one that feels different. The timing, the whispers, the leaks from multiple insiders, it all lines up too perfectly. Plus, with Donald having flirted with retirement before, maybe this was his way of finding that final spark. A new challenge, a new legacy. Playing for Dallas under the biggest spotlight in football could be the perfect encore for a career already written in gold. If this move truly goes through, it won't just reshape the Cowboys' defense. It could redefine how we remember Aaron Donald himself. From Rams legend to Cowboys icon, the storyline practically writes itself. And for Jerry Jones, who spent decades trying to recapture that elusive Super Bowl magic, this might just be his final masterpiece. The one move that silences every critic once and for all. Cowboys fans, hold on to your hats. Things in Dallas are about to get wild. As the dust settles and the rumor mill keeps spinning, insiders are doubling down, claiming that this isn't just smoke, it's fire. Apparently, Donald was spotted in Dallas earlier this week, reportedly meeting with Cowboys executives and even touring the team's facilities at the Star in Frisco. Eyewitnesses say he looked relaxed, smiling, and engaged during private conversations with Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy. That alone has sent the football world into frenzy. Why else would Aaron Donald be there, if not for something big? Some say the meeting was casual, others believe it was the final step before the ink hits the paper. Either way, the timing couldn't be more perfect. The Cowboys' defense has been elite but inconsistent, and adding a player of Donald's caliber might be exactly what pushes them over the edge. Think about it. With Donald on board, Dallas could easily become the most feared defensive unit in the league. Opposing quarterbacks will need bodyguards, and running backs will think twice before hitting the A-gap. This isn't just about stats or hype. It's about sending a message. The Cowboys are done waiting. They're coming for blood this season. Inside sources close to the Rams organization are also hinting that this move might have been in the works for a while. Donald's relationship with the Rams front office reportedly cooled over the past year, especially after he briefly considered retirement following their Super Bowl run. He's always been a competitor, and according to those close to him, he still feels like he's got gas left in the tank. The Rams, on the other hand, have been leaning toward a rebuild, focusing on youth and flexibility. That created the perfect storm. The Cowboys saw an opportunity, and Jerry Jones pounced like a lion. Donald, being the ultimate professional, likely wanted to go somewhere that could immediately contend, and Dallas checked every box: passionate fan base, dominant defense, and a legitimate shot at the Lombardi Trophy. It's a match that feels destined. One insider even described the potential deal as legacy reshaping, saying Donald could become the cornerstone of a defensive dynasty. And let's be honest, if there's one thing Jerry Jones loves more than winning, it's making headlines. This move would do both in spectacular fashion. Now, let's break down the on-field implications. Donald's presence alone changes everything. Opposing teams will have to double-team him, freeing up lanes for Parsons and Lawrence to wreak havoc off the edges. The Cowboys' secondary, already loaded with playmakers like Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland, will have an easier job capitalizing on hurried throws and bad decisions. Turnovers will skyrocket. Game tempo will shift. Even the Cowboys' offense could benefit from better field position and less pressure to score 30 points every game. It's the kind of domino effect that transforms good teams into great ones. And what's crazy is how much respect Donald commands in the locker room. He's the kind of leader who doesn't need to say much. His work ethic speaks for itself. Younger players like Osa Odigizwa could learn directly from the best, accelerating their development and deepening the rotation. Imagine that defensive meeting room. Parsons, Donald, Lawrence, Quinn at the whiteboard. That's not a strategy session. That's a war council. Every snap, every blitz, every adjustment will be a chess move designed to crush opponents. If you love defensive football, this could be pure art. But let's not ignore the emotional weight of this potential signing. Aaron Donald leaving Los Angeles would mark the end of an era. He's been the face of that franchise for nearly a decade, the engine behind every defensive success they've had. His presence defined what it meant to be a Ram. So for him to possibly walk away means something profound. It's not betrayal, it's evolution. Athletes of his caliber are driven by legacy, and legacies are built on moments like these. The Cowboys represent history, spotlight, and expectation, three things Donald thrives under. And for Dallas, this isn't just about plugging a gap. It's about reclaiming an identity. For too long, the Cowboys have been known for offensive flash but postseason heartbreak. Adding a player like Donald doesn't just make them tougher, it makes them credible. It sends a message to the entire league that the Cowboys aren't just trying to be good. They're trying to be feared again. If the deal gets announced in the next few days, expect every camera, every headline, and every analyst in the country to focus on one question. Are the Cowboys finally back? Fans across the league are already debating how this changes the playoff picture. Some analysts argue that with Donald in Dallas, the Cowboys could instantly leapfrog the Eagles as NFC favorites. Others say it's still about execution and consistency. But make no mistake, this move would alter everything. Think of how much harder it becomes for teams like San Francisco, Detroit, or Philadelphia to handle that pass rush. Even elite quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy would face relentless pressure all game long. That's how you win in January, with defense. The Cowboys haven't had a defensive centerpiece like this since the days of Charles Haley, and now they might have something even bigger. It's poetic, really. Donald started his career as a nightmare for Tony Romo's Cowboys, and now, years later, he might be their savior. That's the full-circle drama the NFL lives for. Whether you love Dallas or love to hate them, one thing's for sure. The league is better when the Cowboys are in the spotlight. And right now, they're glowing brighter than ever. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Still, the question lingers. Is this real or just another off-season mirage? Until the official announcement drops, fans are left hanging between hope and disbelief. But the buzz feels too strong to ignore. Players are hinting at it on social media with cryptic posts and emojis. Reporters are piecing together flight logs and photos from Frisco. Something's definitely happening behind closed doors. If this rumor turns out to be true, it'll go down as one of the boldest, most dramatic moves in recent NFL history. Aaron Donald in a Cowboys uniform isn't just a football story. It's a cultural moment. It's legacy meeting ambition, power meeting spectacle. And for the Cowboys, it might finally be the move that bridges 30 years of frustration into one unforgettable run. So stay tuned, because whether you believe it or not, the NFL's biggest storyline might just be unfolding right before our eyes. And if this bombshell drops officially, the entire football world will have just one thing to say. The Cowboys are back, and they brought a monster with them. If this deal truly gets finalized, the ripple effects will stretch far beyond Dallas. Imagine the psychological edge it gives the Cowboys before even stepping onto the field. Opponents will have to spend their entire week game planning around Aaron Donald's presence alone, shifting protections, doubling him inside, and leaving someone like Micah Parsons one-on-one on the edge, which is basically a death sentence for quarterbacks. That's how teams start losing before kickoff. Fear. The Cowboys haven't had that aura in years, that intimidation factor that makes offensive coordinators panic just by looking at the matchup sheet. With Donald on board, that changes overnight. And you better believe Jerry Jones is smiling ear to ear about it. The man loves spectacle, and this would be the ultimate Hollywood move. Except this time, it's not just flash, it's substance. Donald brings not only elite production, but also discipline, professionalism, and the kind of work ethic that raises everyone around him. For a locker room that sometimes leans heavy on personality, Donald could be the grounding force that turns noise into focus. Behind the scenes, there's talk that this could also inspire a shift in the Cowboys culture moving forward. Think about what it means for younger players, rookies, and rising stars. Seeing a legend like Aaron Donald walk into that locker room, lace up his cleats, and go to war beside them. It's mentorship on another level. Micah Parsons has already modeled his intensity after Donald, calling him the gold standard of defensive play. Now he might get to learn from the man himself every single day in practice. The Cowboys' defense could take on a whole new personality, more ruthless, more disciplined, more united. Coaches could simplify their schemes, knowing Donald's presence up front will buy time for everyone else to execute. Even offensive players like Dak Prescott and C.D. Lamb benefit indirectly from that defensive dominance. Shorter fields, fewer shootouts, more control of the game clock. Everything starts to align. If you believe that defense wins championships, then this rumored signing might just be the missing chapter in Dallas' unfinished Super Bowl story. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.